Hey, it's Marty Boardman with Fix and Flip Hub, and in this video I'm going to explain to you the 3 phases of foreclosure and how you can profit from each one. Now, I put this video together because there seems to be a lot of confusion out there about how the foreclosure process works and what strategy you use to buy a house in foreclosure. I get phone calls and emails all the time from realtors, from contractors, and from investors. They say, hey, there's a house on my street in foreclosure. How do I get a hold of the bank and buy it? And I say, well, that really depends on what phase of foreclosure the house is in. That will determine how you can go about at least attempting to try to buy the property. So let me just explain each phase quickly, and then I will tell you how to acquire that property and how to flip it or buy it to wholesale or to buy the property to rent out, whatever the case may be, how to acquire the property so you can profit from that opportunity. So the first phase of foreclosure is what we call the pre-foreclosure phase. And in this phase, the homeowner is on title. They own the house. And there's typically a window of time that the bank gives the homeowner to either pay their loan off or bring their loan current to stop the foreclosure sale. Okay, so this is the pre-foreclosure phase. So usually there's some kind of notice that's filed with the county that's received usually by certified mail or is posted on the home. And now the homeowner knows they have a certain amount of time. They are given a window of time to bring their loan current or pay their loan off. So this is the pre-foreclosure phase. Now, this varies from state to state and sometimes county to county. For example, where I live in Arizona, the homeowner is given 90 days from the time this notice is filed with the county to bring their loan current or pay their loan off. In other states where the process is done through a court, it could take months or years before the auction date is set. So again, this is going to depend on what state you live in, but this is the pre-foreclosure phase. Once there is a sale date set, an auction date set, at that auction is the auction phase of the foreclosure. So on this date, the auction takes place. And these auctions take place usually at a county courthouse or in an attorney's office. And the house is auctioned off to the highest bidder. And usually within a day or a few weeks of this sale, the winning bidder is given either a trustee's deed or a sheriff's deed to the property. So this would be another way to buy the property. You can go to the auction and buy it there. So you've got the pre-foreclosure phase. If you're going to buy the house at that point, you're buying it from the homeowner. You have to make a deal with the homeowner in foreclosure. If you go to the auction, well, you're bidding on the house against other parties for the property, and if you're the highest bidder, that's how you get the title to the property. You get a sheriff's deed or a trustee's deed. Now the third phase is what's called the REO phase, or the bank-owned phase. And basically, if the house is not sold at the auction, if there is no third party that's willing to bid high enough for the house, the property goes back to the bank. The bank ends up getting the property. They get the title to the property, and now that house is their problem. The bank has to figure out how they're going to sell it, and they can do multiple ways of disposing of the asset. They can do an online auction. They can list it with a local realtor, what have you. So that kind of hopefully clears up the process for you, those 3 phases. Phase 1 is pre-foreclosure. If you're going to buy the house, you have to deal directly with the homeowner because they own it. They're on title. They are on title and they own it right up until the moment the house sells at the auction. At that point, the third-party bidder is the owner of the house. Technically, if it takes a few days or a few weeks for them to get title to the house, the owner still has title to it, but usually once that auction takes place, 99% of the time, the third-party winning bidder is the new owner of the house. They've bought it, and if it ends up going to the bank, well, then you're going to have to deal directly with the bank. And I get people ask me all the time, well, I see that the bank owns it. How do I buy it from them? Well, you can't buy a house that's not for sale. If the bank doesn't have the house listed for sale with a local realtor or has it on some online platform available to buy, then you can't buy it. It's not for sale yet. So that's kind of how the process works. Now, I outline and go into more detail on how all this works in my new book, Foreclosure Secrets, How I Built a Seven-Figure Business, Flipping Houses Other Investors Are Too Afraid to Buy. And in the book, I go into a lot more detail on the pre-foreclosure phase and how you can find these homeowners in foreclosure, negotiate with them, and get them to say yes to your offer. As far as the auction goes, I go into detail on how to bid on houses at the auction, how to protect yourself from making costly mistakes at the auction, and how to bid on houses even if you can't get inside them. And then thirdly, with the bank-owned phase, I talk about how to negotiate with homeowner or with banks and how to find these online platforms and strategies for bidding on these houses on these online auction bank-owned platforms. So again, if you'd like to get a free copy of my book, Foreclosure Secrets, go ahead and either click on the link in the description of this video or click on the link in the comments, depending upon where you happen to be watching this video, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. So I hope you found this video informational and helpful. And again, if you want to know more about how all this works, grab a free copy of my book, Foreclosure Secrets. You can also just go to foreclosuresecrets.net to get that copy. I just ask that you pay $9.95 for shipping. You'll get the book sent to you in the next couple of days. I'm Marty Boardman with Fix and Flip Hub. Thanks for watching.